understand every terms and points which are going to be explained in this video. And if you do not understand, you can ask it in the comment box below. Hello guys, this is a continuation of the previous videos of lesson number 3, Diversity in Living Things and their classification. If you have not watched the previous video, you can check the link in the description and watch it. Now we will take a small recap of what we have discussed in the previous video. Autotrophic plants. Autotrophic plants are those plants which make their own food in the sunlight. Heterotrophic plants. Heterotrophic plants are those plants which use other plants for their food. Insectivorous plants are those plants which eat the insects to fulfill their need of nitrogen. And now we will study the new topic, that is the structure of a plant. The structure of a plant is very important. If we are studying about the diversity in plants, but before that, plant structure is very important. So now we will study the structure of a plant. So we will first see the definition of structure of a plant. There are many parts of the plant, right? But how are these divided? Plants can generally be divided into two parts. The stem that grows above the ground and the root which grows below the surface. These are divided in different classification. But there are still many more parts of the plant. Plants can generally be divided in two parts, right? The part that grows above the ground and the part that grows below the ground. The root, stem and leaves are the main parts of a plant. Why are they main parts? Because their functions are must for the plant. We'll study the functions of these parts also, but not now. From time to time, plants bear flowers for reproduction. What is reproduction? Res, to give a new birth to a living thing. And these flowers do the work of reproduction. The first stage is flowers are transformed into fruits, and these fruits have seeds. And now when we sow the seed, these seeds give rise to new plants. That is why the flower is said to be the reproduction part of a plant. The stem, leaves, flowers, roots are not only the parts, but they are the givers to the plant. They give something because of what the whole plant is alive. So now we are going to take a small look to a structure of a plant. The structure of a plant is also very important. The structure of a plant contains 5 parts. The 5 parts of a plant are: first, the root; second, the stem; third, the leaf; fourth, the flower; and last, the fruit. Now, these all parts are having a cycle to reproduce new plant. Yes, we saw how do they reproduce a new plant. From flower to fruit, from fruit to the seeds, and seeds give birth to a new plant. So this is a long process, or we can say it's a long cycle. But also this process is very important. Why it is important? Of course, there are many processes hidden. Every part of a plant is carrying different processes. It is being divided to the plant to carry different processes. And now we are going to study these functions of the parts of a plant. Now we will study these parts, the functions of these parts one by one. So the first that we are going to study the function of is stem. The stem is also the important part, right? So first we will study the functions of the stem. The height, shape and size of a plant depends upon the stem. The stem carries out the function of production, conduction and storage of food. In some plants, it has the function of reproduction. It gives support to the other parts of plant. The height, shape and size of a plant depends upon the stem. How? If the stem is long, then the height will increase. If the stem is thin, then the shape of the plant will change. In this way, the height, shape and size of a plant depends upon the stem. The stem carries out the function of production, conduction and storage of food. So these are some of the functions that the stem carries. Production means to take new cells and new tissues, while conduction means to supply water and nutrients to all the parts of the plant. And storing food is the storage of food. In some plants, it has the function of reproduction and it also supports the plants. Now we'll see the functions of the leaves. The leaf is a flat. It plays an important role in the production of food. Leaves are mainly of two types, simple leaves and compound leaves. These leaves are usually flat, right? We always see the leaves and they are always flat. It plays an important role in the production of food. That is, we all know that it performs photosynthesis. That is why it is said that it performs an important role in the production of food. Leaves are mainly of two types, simple leaves and compound leaves. What are simple leaves and compound leaves? Simple leaf. In the first picture we can see that it is just one leaf. That is what simple leaf is. Compound leaf. Compound leaf has one small stalk and on that stalk there are small leaflets. That is, the small leaves are called as leaflets. And when all these come together, these are called compound leaves. The example of simple leaves is hibiscus leaf. And the example of compound leaves is the leaves of rose. And now we will study the next functions of the next part of the plant, that is roots. Roots is also one of the important part. Now we will see what do the root functions. Root holds the soil firmly and anchor the plant. The main functions of the root are to absorb and transport water and nutrients from the soil. The roots of carrot and radish also store food. There are two types of roots, taproot and fibrous roots. These roots hold the soil firmly and anchor the plant. The roots help the plant to be straight. This was the first function that the root does. But the main function of the root are to absorb water and nutrients from the soil. They absorb water and nutrients from the soil and then the stem takes the water and nutrients to all the parts of the plant. The roots of carrot and radish also store food. These roots also store food and that is why the root of radish and carrot are fleshy. Do you know there are two types of roots, taproot and fibrous root? Taproot. In the first picture we can see the taproot and in the second picture we can see the fibrous root. These are the two types of roots. Taproot. Example of taproot is the root of hibiscus and also the root of banyan tree. Then the example of fibrous root is the onion, the roots of onion and the grass. Now we will learn the functions of a flower. The flower is important for reproduction And it is so important that reproduction starts from the flower. Now we'll see the different functions of the flower. This is the most attractive part of the plant. We all love flowers, right? And it is connected to the stem, which may be long or short. A flower has typical color and shape. Typical color means not good color, but the colors are different and also the shapes are different. The flower is an important means of reproduction. We all know that the flower is very important for reproduction because the reproduction starts from the flower. Now we'll learn fruits, the functions of the fruits. Fruits have different shapes. Fruits contain one or more seeds. The pods of bean and peas are actually fruits. Fruits also have different shapes and also colors. Fruits contain one or more seeds. The pods of beans and peas, we know the pods of beans and peas, those are actually fruits. These were all the parts of plants and their functions. So now we have finished all the functions of the parts of the plants. And now we will stop. And this lesson will be continued in the next video. So don't forget to watch the next video and also don't forget to like and subscribe my video. Thanks for watching.